Hello guys, welcome to the channel, Talking with Jay Spring. I'm your host Jay, giving you a video on the channel today. Hello guys, welcome to video number 1 of today on the channel, and this is for Toy Story 4. We're going to be giving it a review, the good, the bad points, and everything in between. Don't forget to stay tuned on the channel for later on's video for the Spider-Man 2 movie review on our journey to Spider-Man Far From Home. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave your ratings and thoughts down below in that comment section. But without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Toy Story 4, this was directed by Josh Cooley, who is a first-time director, and is an animation adventure comedy movie around 1 hour and 40 minutes long. Now, the story of this is when a new toy called Forky joins Woody and the gang. A road trip alongside old and new friends reveals how big the world can really be for the life of a toy. Let's jump straight into the good points. Now, the good points about this movie is the director, Josh Cooley, done a brilliant job with this movie. I really, for the first time director role, I really felt his passion for this project on the screen. You can feel it, you can see it. He just absolutely not only loves the franchise, but these characters that we know and love, as well as the new characters that are introduced. You can just tell how much work they've put into this movie. Now, the movie looks absolutely beautiful throughout. The visuals look so realistic. There was actually some scenes where it was actually raining. It just looks so realistic, guys. These movies are outstanding. The visuals nowadays are just improving massively, and this movie goes to show it. Now, the score for this movie as well was moving, and especially when the action parts kicked in, they really just know how to make the movie flow. It was absolutely fantastic. And the movie generally was actually surprising. Now, whether it's the humour that it had throughout. Now, it had that normal humour, which is really funny throughout. And then you have the offensive humour, which actually worked. And they balanced it so it didn't become too insulting. And they really balanced it well throughout. It didn't feel forced or nothing like that. Or whether it's the emotional scenes where they hit home perfectly in this movie. Are much more than number 3 in my opinion. And I think there's a point in this movie where it really hits home. And you start thinking, so you've been building this story up from the beginning, and I didn't even realise that. Then the tears just start flowing. You start feeling all the emotions, which was really well done throughout the emotional scenes. As well as the story can be quite unpredictable, in my opinion, at times, which made it quite entertaining. And it's annoying when you're sitting there watching a movie and predicting it throughout, because you're like, yeah, so I knew he was going to do that. Yeah, he was going to do that as well. But this, I generally was actually surprised with quite a lot of the things, especially the way they decided to deal with the villain in this movie. There was a lot of horror aspects to this movie, especially the villain. And it could be quite frightening to some kids. Now, there was some dolls throughout, which looked scary. They'd done scary things. And the way they dealt with this, it just felt that they handled it perfectly. It wasn't too horror. It wasn't too kiddie-ish. They handled it perfectly. I love the fact this movie really dug deep into how big the world is for something so small like a toy. And I also love the fact that it showed how important toys are to young children and kids, because these toys were loved by their owner and stuff like that. And you get to feel a lot through this movie, and I think they really dug deep into what they wanted to show on the screen. Now, the cast done an amazing job as well. When you want to pick a character like Woody and you want someone to voice act this person, you pick Tom Hanks, because he does an amazing job right from the get-go. Now, Woody is the focal point of this movie, and he really is the father figure of the movie as well. He really father figures the whole group as well as some of the new characters, and he does an amazing job with that, which makes him relatable and really connects well with the audience. And I think they've done a great job with Woody as this character. And I think also Annie Potts beside him as Bo Peep was just as special in this movie. She got a massive upgrade, Bo Peep, in this movie. She was really cool. She had some really cool segments, and their relationship together was a focal point of the movie as well, which made the movie much more enjoyable, because the romance in the movie felt flushed out. It felt natural. It didn't feel very forced. It didn't feel like, oh, seriously, come on, get to the next bit. It actually felt like enjoyable, and you was convinced by their relationship because of how they dealt with their relationship and stuff like that. So their performance as a whole was great. And then we move on to some of the new characters, which were absolutely awesome. And I really felt like, even though some of these new characters were used more than the originals in this case, because screen time is limited, and when you're trying to put out new characters, sometimes the screen time for the others can be affected. Now, this is a problem to some people, but for me, I generally understood and enjoyed it throughout the movie, no matter what. We start off with Duke Kaboom, played by Keanu Reeves. Absolutely perfect choice, of course. He's having an amazing year, Keanu Reeves. He was at E3. He's in a new game, obviously. He's in the new Toy Story. He's obviously played as John Wick. He's having an amazing year, and they picked a perfect person to voice this character. It was a very loving character as well, and very funny, which made this movie great as well. Then we go on to Forky. Now, Forky is a crucial part to this story. And he was actually sweet. I was actually worried about him being quite annoying. From seeing the trailers, I was worried about this character really making the movie foul. But he really was crucial to the story and sets everything up for this franchise and the movie. He was actually so crucial, and I generally liked the character. And then we have Ducky and Bunny, voiced by Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key. Fantastic. Now, you could tell they were not reading by the script. Some parts were flowing off of each other, which was great. It made it more natural and hilarious at times as well. And the last thing I want to talk about is, I'll actually admit that how they placed this movie out, halfway through I could sort of tell, okay, right, you're setting this up, you're milking the franchise, you're setting this movie up for more movies, more money, and you're milking the franchise to a maximum now. And at first it was quite annoying, but as the movie played out, I just felt like, do you know what, if they're going to make movies like this, what I'm watching, just keep them coming, because I'm really interested in this. Let's jump straight into the bad points. Only joking, there isn't no bad points, but the only thing I want to say about the bad points is that some people may find that they didn't use some of the people, like obviously you've got Sling, you've got Rex, you've got Jesse, you've got Bullseye, you've got people like that they didn't use, which at first I was quite annoyed by, but after thinking about it, I can really understand they tried to push the new characters through, as well as the relationship of Woody and Buzz was a special relationship. Now, they use it throughout this movie, but not as much as some people would like to expect. So they're the only two things I could really pick out, but they're not bad points to me. That's why I just thought I'd decide to mention for you guys. But personally, there isn't no bad points about this movie for me. So let's get straight into the critics' ratings. We have IMDb giving it 8.7 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes with a 97%, and Metacritic giving it a 84. My rating for this movie is a 9 out of 10. That makes this movie totally awesome. This movie generally was fantastically entertaining, emotionally pleasing. All the feels came into this movie, and they done a great job. I really recommend you go to spend your money, whether it's for your kids, or if you are a kid, or if generally just anybody, just go and watch this movie. The movie paid off after all the worries, all the doubts of it being ruined in this amazing trilogy, Toy Story 1 to 3. And everything, I just think this movie even answered questions which you didn't even think need answering because you didn't think about them, but they answered them questions. They done a great job in total, and I think the last movie that actually made me cry this much in the theatres was How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. And before that, God knows how long, it's been a long time, but this movie hit on all heartstrings and done an amazing job. Go check it out, guys. I'm sure you will enjoy it. So guys, a 9 out of 10 from me for Toy Story 4. Don't forget to leave your ratings and thoughts down below in that comment section, of course. If you enjoyed this video, smash the thumbs up. It lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm giving you, and it also gets the video around for other people to watch and enjoy it as well. Don't forget as well, if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell for much more on the channel. You ain't gonna want to miss the stuff coming up on the channel, as well as the stuff already on the channel. Just like shortly, we've got the Spider-Man 2 review coming up on our journey to Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm doing a YouTube series where I'm reviewing all the Spider-Man movies leading up to Far From Home, and then ranking them all from the worst to the best on this channel. As well as, guys, I've got a video coming up for the Toy Story review. I'm going to be reviewing the whole franchise 1 to 3 in one review, and then I'm also going to be ranking them all, including Toy Story 4 later on in the week. So stay tuned for that, guys. You ain't going to want to miss it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time on Talking with Jay Springett.